A theme all too familiar to Idahoans, growth. This time, backlash against potential development replacing farmland along the foothills in Northwest Boise. Longtime Boiseans say it's one of the last open spaces of its kind in the capital city, and they're asking the city and developers to slow down. Our Morgan Boydston talked to neighbors spearheading a grassroots movement against the development. Morgan, it sounds like they're pretty upset.
Yeah, they are, Kim. The neighbors I talked to say this pocket off Hill Road is unique. They say it's spaces like this that make Boise special, and they want to preserve the rural nature of it. So the neighborhood association started a petition asking the city of Boise to deny requests to change the zoning to higher density. They tell me it has about 1,000 signatures so far.
For 60 years, Richard Llewellyn's family has owned this property.
It's a really unique and kind of wonderful area still.
Surrounded by rural fields and farmland.
So you have a lot of deer and wildlife can move down.
Nestled in a corner of the Boise foothills.
And the surrounding area is being negotiated, perhaps sold to developers.
Nearly 40 acres surrounding his property could be transformed.
It's pretty much the last place.
Into suburb.
And from my perspective as a landowner, I worry probably every day about someday having to sell.
Developers Corey Barton Homes and Trilogy met with Llewellyn and about 200 of his neighbors in December to tell them about their plans. Plans to ask the city to rezone the area for higher density so they can build 300+ units stretching across both sides of Hill Road Parkway between Duncan and Bogart Lanes. A pre-application shows primarily apartments and townhouses would go up.
That just simply doesn't fit the vision of our neighborhood association.
Along with some single-family homes.
As we move towards the foothills, we would like a transition to the foothills and density, buffer zone.
The neighborhood association put up signs lining Hill Road Parkway, asking Boise city leaders to preserve this land and prompting fellow Boiseans to sign their petition. Flyers flagging down cyclists, walkers, and runners, telling them about the traffic burden on roads they feel this potential development would add.
If it happens so quickly, people they turn around and it's gone, and they don't feel like there was a process to really say, okay, what do we really want to save? What do we want Boise to be like in 20 years from now?
Fighting a fight that's become a narrative in the valley over the last few years.
Once these kinds of areas are gone, it's all going to look the same.
As neighbors ask the developer and the city to grow carefully.
Let's slow down, look at what's important to us, and make good decisions.
I reached out to CBH Homes earlier today for more information on the project, but I've yet to hear back. They haven't submitted their application to the city yet, but neighbors think that can happen any day, so we'll continue to follow up.